Hello, everybody. Welcome back to episode 3 of Gabbin with Oof on the Youth Man Entertainment YouTube channel. I am your host, your friendly neighborhood Oof Man, and you're probably wondering, wow, another video this quick? Yeah, this sort of happens when subjects come up and you need to discuss it. So I let a couple days go by to talk about the big news that happened this weekend in the world of wrestling. Yes, at this past Saturday's WWE Elimination Chamber match, what happened is transcending social media, news cycles everywhere. Everybody's talking about it. The return of Randy Orton. No, I'm kidding. We are talking about the John Cena heel turn. Finally, John Cena has gone back to the dark side. The light is gone from Cena, and he has apparently sold his soul to the final boss, The Rock. We're going to get about that right now. But before we do, if you like what you see, please hit that like button, click on the subscribe button, and hit that notification bell. So when I do upload videos, again, whenever I decide to make them, you'll get notified and you can check them out. All right, thank you for those who checked out my previous two videos. Episodes 1 and 2, again, with Oof are up. First episode talking about Captain America, the new movie. Second episode of Gavin with Oof, talking about the 40th anniversary of Back to the Future and what it meant to me. So now, here we go. Episode Trez of Gavin with Oof, or Gavin about what everybody's talking about, which is like I said, the John Cena heel turn. And so, just to bring you up to speed, what's going on? So, for the past year or so, The Rock has turned heel, and at last year's WrestleMania, he feuded with Cody Rhodes. He pinned Cody Rhodes on night one of WrestleMania last year, and in night two, it looked like he was going to screw Cody from achieving his dream of finishing his story of winning the WWE Championship. But Cody managed to win that. At the Raw after WrestleMania, the first Raw right after 24 hours after WrestleMania night two, The Rock and Cody were in the ring, and Rock told Cody that his story with the bloodline is over, but the story with The Rock has just begun. The Rock disappeared. He came back of bad blood, graced his presence with us, amongst us, counted to three, and left, and then that was it. So then, as we're getting closer to WrestleMania, we are now officially in March. Hello, March. We are getting closer to April 19th and 20th is WrestleMania this year. Everyone's wondering, will The Rock get involved with WrestleMania plans? Will he fight there? What is he going to do? Because last year it was a whole kerfuffle of what happened there. If you all know what I'm talking about, you all know what I'm talking about. So the question is, would The Rock's movie schedule allow him to be in it? Well, on that a little bit more later on. The other big news when the year started was John Cena made his return to WWE, and he announced that this would be his final year. This is it. This would be his final year of competitiveness in the WWE ring. Who knows if he's going to come back and make cameos or just maybe a spokesman or come back to like special anniversaries. Who knows? But he announced that this year would be it. And again, for those that know, Cena is a 16-time world champion tied with Ric Flair's imaginary one. And so the whole thought is, can Cena win his 17th world title in his final year of being a competitive wrestler, an active wrestler in WWE? And so that's what got the story rolling this year. He said, well, the easiest way to probably get a title shot is to win the Royal Rumble. He was the next to last guy in the Rumble, and he didn't win that. And then at the press conference immediately following the Rumble, after he got eliminated, he said he is entering himself in the Elimination Chamber. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. No need to qualify. He was like, I'm in it. And what was interesting about that press conference was what Cena said. Now, he still was a face then, obviously. He was the this Cena and you can't give me and hustle totally respect and all that good stuff. But he said that being a 17-time champion would be good for business. And I caught that line like, hmm, that's something interesting to say. A face wouldn't say that. That's what a heel would say. Like, I should be the champion because it'd be great for the company, it'd be great for me, it'd be great for the stock. That's what a heel would say. But Cena said that, and I was like, that's a very interesting thought coming from him, of all people. Me breaking the record, being the 17-time world champion, would be good for business. It's like, okay, it passed. And so let's flash forward to this past Saturday, the Elimination Changer. But before we get there, last week, 2 weeks ago on SmackDown, The Rock came out of nowhere and confronted Cody Rhodes, and he started to like do this weird Jedi mind trick on Cody, and he announced then that he wanted Cody to be not only his champion, but he wanted Cody's soul. And if you go back on YouTube and look for that clip of Rock and Cody talking a couple weeks ago, and I just thought that was really weird. And the way it was coming off, I was like, this is interesting. And what? He wants him to be his champion? Which again, we flash back to last year at the Raw after WrestleMania 40. Rock said that he was his champion because now the Rock was a TKO board member, so he basically is Cody is Rock's champion. If the storyline's going that the Rock he says he's the most powerful man in WWE because he's on the board, he's the final boss, he's the Rock, all that stuff. So Cody was already there. So Rock was promising Cody this, and I'm thinking, sitting there going like, but Rock, Cody has already accomplished everything he ever wanted to. He accomplished his dreams. His goal was to finish the story last year. He did it 2 years ago, and now last year he finally conquered Roman Reigns in the Bloodline. He became the champion. So what more could The Rock offer Cody that Cody doesn't already have? So already this storyline was just weird with me. People calling it cinema. It's like, hey, relax. I hate that word, but whatever. People were glorifying it, saying this is the greatest thing ever. I was just like, all right, let's just see where they're going. But I just didn't like this whole "I want your soul." Da, da, da. So I guess Rock was trying to make Cody his puppet for reasons, and we never found out why. And then the SmackDown before last Friday SmackDown actually, in Cody's locker room, there were all these gifts, all these expensive things. They bought a truck for Cody. They bought this for Cody, and I'm sitting again watching this, going, Cody can afford all that. He's the WWE champion. This is the spinner belt, so it's like. He's been the champion, but there it is. There he's the champion already. He's all this already. He's the champ. He's the top of the top. Rock, Cody can get all this. He doesn't need you to buy him all that stuff. So again, it's always how the story ends versus normally how it starts. Because sometimes storylines start a little, and then they end in this grandeur and this wonderful thing. So we'll see how it goes. So last Friday, that's how we ended, going into the Elimination Chamber on Saturday. Enter the Elimination Chamber. So we knew the winner of the men's Elimination Chamber would face Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. And lo and behold, John Cena won the chamber match. So it's him versus Cody. Now, on paper, I thought that was cool. All right, you have John Cena, the legendary John Cena, who's going for championship number 17, versus today's era's John Cena, Cody Rhodes. And one can say like it's basically it was like a mirror match. You have the original old school Cena versus the new prototype John Cena. Haha, who knows? Get it. And so maybe it was boring, but I thought like, okay, we're doing the babyface versus babyface thing, which again has in WrestleMania has always worked. You think back to Hogan and Warrior, you think back to Brett and Shawn, and you think of all these where all these faces versus faces faced off at a WrestleMania, and I don't think that's such a bad thing. But the story was a little like, okay, to me the story was, can Cena accomplish the goal of winning number 17? And if he has to face Cody, a guy who he likes, and not only is literally a mirror of the character of John Cena, is now Cody Rhodes, so be it. You have the old school Cena, the original Cena versus the new prototype Cody Rhodes, and that was fine. And then so when again last week on 2 weeks ago on SmackDown, Rock told Cody, "I'll give you till Elimination Chamber to give me your decision if you be my champion, if you give me your soul." So he enters Saturday. Like I said, Cena won. Cody came down, and they always do this when the champion comes down to see his or her opponent. They come down to the ring. One side, the champion holds the belt in the air. The other person looks at the belt, points to the WrestleMania sign. Fine. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm perfectly okay with that. And so we went on, and so Cody and Cena are giving each other props, and Cody extends his hand, and Rock shakes it. Oh, excuse me, Cena shakes it. Speaking of The Rock, when they're shaking their hands and Cena's about to leave the ring, The Rock's entrance music hits, and here comes the final boss, The Rock. And so here we go. We were wondering, those of us watching the pay-per-view, and some of you that were watching as well, like, I wonder how they're going to place this. Will The Rock ask Cena before the final match, or will this end this? I figured it would end the pay-per-view because this is The Rock we're talking about. His ego is a mile long, so, okay, end it. I figured they would end it with The Rock and Cody giving Rock's his decision. So here we go in the ring, and Travis Scott was there too for reasons, or he sings the Raw intro, and I think he's doing something with Mania as well. So moving on. So there's The Rock in the ring with John Cena and Cody, and Rock's like, "All right, time's up. What is your decision? Are you mine? Or is your soul mine? Blah blah blah." And Cody was doing a typical, like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. Okay, Rock, here we go. And he's like, I can't give you my soul because my soul, I'm paraphrasing here, so I can't give you my soul because my soul doesn't belong to me. It belongs to them, meaning us, the crowd. And the crowd cheered, yay. And he's like, and he told in no other terms, he told The Rock to go F himself. Don't want to get penalized by YouTube here, so I'm just starting this page up. So he told him to go F himself in such a manner like go F yourself. And the crowd popped because that was basically Cody's no. Meanwhile, while this is all happening, Rock and Cody are doing a little arrangement. Behind them is Cena, and Cena's hearing everything, and Cena hams things up, and he does a little exaggerations here and there, more here than there, but he tends to exaggerate. And then when Cena's reaction to Cody saying "Go f to the Rock," himself to the Rock, like Cena was all like, "Yeah!" Like, he looks at the crowd like, "Did you hear what he said? Yeah, he said that." And okay, I mean, I was keeping an eye on him, but I'm like, okay, whatever does that mean? And so the crowd is cheering. Cody said no. And Rock just stood there. And then Cody turns around and he looks at Cena, and Cena's all happy. He's applauding. And he goes to hug Cody Rhodes. And when he's hugging Cody Rhodes, Cody is looking that way, and Cena is looking at The Rock. And in seconds, Cena goes from a big cheesy grin to a stone face. The Rock does the cutthroat thing, goes 3, 2, 1. Cena pulls back. Again, Cody's not seeing this because he's looking the other way. Cena backs away from Cody, kicks him in the groins, and starts to beat the living hoo-ha's out of poor Cody Rhodes. And it seems, and the look of it is, it's John Cena who has sold his soul to The Rock, and they leave Cody there in a pile of his own blood, and him, Travis Scott, and The Rock walk away, and we are all left shocked. Some of us are happy. I was one of those where finally John Cena has gone back to everyone's saying, "Oh, finally John Cena's turned heel." He's gone back to being heel since he debuted in the WWE in the main roster. He since not since the master the his thugonomics thingy with the whole chain gang thing and all that. He was a heel. So the Doctor Thugonomics character was a heel, and then he turned into a face before his first ever WrestleMania, WrestleMania 20, I believe. So this will be the first WrestleMania with a full-blown John Cena as a heel, which is cool. So back to what's going on. So the thing is, all right, why Cena? Why? Well, it goes back to what I said earlier. What happened at the pay-per-view of the Royal Rumble, where in a way, Cena came heelish as to saying he needs to win his 17th, and the way he said it'd be good for business. And no face would say I wouldn't understand a face unless again that's to their heel. They're an egotistical person like I need to win because then there'll be things will be great under my watch, under me as champion. Ha 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 ha. Especially if you are turning heel and not the fans turning you heel. If it seems like that's what they wanted to do. It's not like CM Punk in 2011. He was a heel, but the fans were rallying behind him, and he won the title at Money in the Bank, and of all places, Chicago. So when he won the spinner belt, he was the champion. The place erupted because he was in Chicago. But he came back as a babyface, and the character progressed and moved on, and it changed. That's fine. But again, back at the Royal Rumble, the way that Cena was talking was just like, that doesn't sound like the hustle, loyalty, and respect Cena. That sounds like a heelish kind of comment. But again, people brush it to the side. But it's showing you how desperate Cena wants to be champion, how desperate he wants to break the so-called record, and it seemed like the only way was to get a guarantee. It's like he figured, all right, if I win the Elimination Chamber, it felt like that wasn't enough. He wants to make a promise to himself that he will win the WWE title at WrestleMania. And what better way to do so than to have the final boss, the TKO board member, The Rock, in your corner, on your side, guaranteeing whatever you want to call it. So basically, it's just like last year. It looks like Cody's has the odds stacked against him because not only is he fighting John Cena, he's also seems to be fighting The Rock as well again. Will that lead to a match between them? I highly doubt it. The main event of night two will be John Cena versus Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship. And so everyone's saying, and then now people are taking this a little too out of context, meaning they're exaggerating this. Was this a shocking moment? Yes, it was because yes and no. Yes, because we're finally getting a John Cena heel turn, but many of us have been waiting for this. It's been a long time since we've seen a John Cena heel turn. And I'm glad that it's happening, but I think the shock part is that like, wow, they actually pulled this on his last year of competitive. Now the question is, how long will Cena be a heel? I say that he is not successful at WrestleMania. The Rock now wants like his payback or something, and now Cena has to earn himself to become a babyface again. I say save it for SummerSlam because Mania just seems like it's just too easy there. Make us wait for it, but make us do it good because Cena winning, breaking the record as a heel doesn't make sense to me. That's something everybody should celebrate. I will stand and applaud if Cena wins the title for the 17th time. He's got the record, cool. But a heel doing it, and of all people, a heel Cena, I can't see it. I still say it should be a babyface John Cena, a redemption arc, and have him win it at SummerSlam. Have Cody lose it to somebody else, or have Cody lose it till SummerSlam. They have the rematch, but now you have babyface versus babyface. Babyface Cody, who the fans have rallied against since being getting the living hoo-ha's beat out of him last Saturday, versus a brand new recovered babyface John Cena. Have the match go great, have it go down to the wire, and Cena just gets it out, and we celebrate John Cena, confetti in the air, balloons, and all that jazz. He runs with the title for a while, and he gets to retire and right into the sunset. But I see a lot of chatter, a lot of gabbing online of people going, "This is the greatest heel turn since Hogan turning heel." I don't know about that because Hogan turning heel was revolutionary because that is something we hadn't seen since the early 80s, but all of us that got into wrestling got into it probably because of Hulk Hogan, and we always knew him as the mega babyface Hulk Hogan. Say your prayers, eat your vitamins, train, believe in yourself, believe in the Hulkster, all that jazz. That's all fine. But when Hogan turned heel at Bash at the Beach in WCW in '96, it was revolutionary because WCW was getting hot. The Monday Night War was just beginning, and WCW was looking for that final stake in the WWF's heart, in the WWF's coffin. Like, how can we not only shock them, but shock the world? How can we take this outsider storyline and drop the boom, is basically what I'm trying to say. And they did the unthinkable, turning Hulk Hogan heel. But the thing is, not only did Hulk Hogan turn heel, it worked. Hogan rolled with it. The promos to the black gear to the spray painting the title NWO. It revolutionized the entire wrestling landscape, not just WCW, not even just WWF back in the day, the entire wrestling industry, the entire universe, Googleplex, so whatever you want to call it, of professional wrestling changed when Hogan turned heel. Now, granted, this happened just a couple days ago. Let's give it a while. Will Cena's break records and will business explode? I don't know. I mean, it might make the shows interesting, but I don't think it's going to have the same effect as Hogan's did. But as I heard other people say it, this is this generation's Hogan turning heel. This is this generation's 1996. Halloween, Bash at the Beach 1996, meet 2025 Elimination Chamber. All the fans for almost 20 years, yeah, just about, plus, I should say, Cena has been that mega baby face. And there are people who are probably in their late 30s who got into wrestling when they were 8, 9 years old, and Cena was their hero. And again, just like us, I grew up a fan in the late 80s, early 90s. Hogan wasn't my hero, but Hogan, I put Hogan with that title of hero. Like, yeah, you think of that mega babyface hero, you think of Hulk Hogan. And when I saw Bash at the Beach, I was like, wow, they actually turned Hogan heel, which was shocking. But then as the storyline went on with the NWO and the hostile takeover and all that, again, the numbers for wrestling, professional wrestling exploded. It helped kick WWF in the ass and got them focused to do better. Enter 97, which I thought was the best year of I think of the entire war because the storylines WWF were cooking, the storylines in WCW were cooking, and I thought it was just great stuff. So again, this was shocking, but a bunch of us were waiting for this for a long time. Is it revolutionary? I'm going to go with, I'm sorry, no, but this is big. This is a huge step because the previous regime that were in charge of WWE didn't have the cojones to do this, and now the new one does, and we finally have seen it. And you have to ask yourself, if Vince McMahon were still around, would we be getting this? My vote is no. Vince was so scared to turn. Cena was the golden goose, and he never wanted him to turn heel. Cena was begging many years ago. He had gear set. He had apparently a new setup, an entrance, music, and all that to ready to roll to run with his heel gimmick, and Vince just said no. And so now finally Triple H is in charge now of creative, and he said yes. And look at it was on ESPN. It's been on some news websites and all that. It's making noise, but I don't think it made the impact like Hogan's did in 1996. The only thing I can equivalent to is Austin turning heel in 2001 because let's think back to that. Heading into WrestleMania 17, it was The Rock versus Stone Cold. Two baby faces at, like I mentioned earlier, two baby faces going at it at WrestleMania. Nothing wrong with that. It's great. You have Austin, the number one star of the Attitude Era, and 1B is The Rock. And they were heading to Houston for WrestleMania 17. But again, it's all in the detail. The famous sit down interview with Jim Ross, I think it was on a SmackDown a couple weeks before WrestleMania. Rock and Austin were there. And Austin, I'm paraphrasing, Austin said something like, I need to beat you, Rock. I need to beat you more than anything. And he's like, when it's all said and done, I will be the champion. And he said it, I need to beat you. And then I believe it was the SmackDown before WrestleMania 17. I believe Austin was leaving the arena. I think it was Michael Cole that called up to him. And Austin said something like, I will do whatever it takes to win the WWF title. What was that? He shook hands with the devil himself, Vince McMahon. Now, they botched the heel turn. Even Austin didn't want to turn heel. He said at the last second he wanted to call an audible and give Vince McMahon a stunner at the end of WrestleMania 17, but he was being a good soldier and he went along with it. But I think that's the shocker there, where it's like would Austin eventually turn back to being a heel? Yes, I think he would have because in late '97, early '98, he was on fire. Then he was the new leader come WrestleMania. At the end of WrestleMania 14, he won the title from Shawn Michaels and off the races with Austin. But that whole Austin McMahon feud, and again, if you weren't there to live it, I was. It was something else. I give credit. I'm sorry. I give credit to Brett because he turned Vince into the evil Mr. McMahon character after Montreal. That's my opinion. Comment in the comment sections when you think the Attitude Era started. But I think the Mr. McMahon character started there with after Montreal. And then Austin McMahon, McMahon didn't want Austin as champion because he had an idea of what a not forget corporate champion, just a champion should be: class, a suit, respecting his boss, and all that jazz. Even probably kissing his boss's ass. Austin is the complete 180 of what that idea was, and that's what we fans rallied with him. Like, yeah, we don't want our bosses kissing our ass, and we'll never kiss the boss's ass. We want to just go to work, be who we are. We'll listen and all that, but we won't sell out. And Austin, when he became champion in '98, didn't sell out. And all those years heading up from '98 to 2001, that was Austin. And then for him to shake hands, and then if you remember the match between The Rock at WrestleMania 17, Vince McMahon came down, gave Austin a chair, and Austin went to town on The Rock, even though The Rock kept kicking out. He sold his soul to Vince McMahon to win the championship. And now we have John Cena, who again, in his mind, best for business for him to win the title. He now has done the same thing, but he sold his soul to The Rock because The Rock now is according to him, the highest the most powerful man in WWE. Okay, sure. If that's what they're rolling with the storyline, that's fine. It's cool. So he's doing the same thing of Austin 2001, not necessarily Hogan 96. This is more Austin 2001. How bad do you want to win is the question. And and Cena knows with Rock on his side, he can win. The question now is, will he? Again, now we're heading into WrestleMania. We're going to see how the shows go from here till then. And then we just got to wait till it's going to headline night too, obviously. We got to wait for the match. Cena versus Cody for the title. Early prediction, it's only March, early March. So quickly, what I think may happen is I think Rock is going to recruit people and it's going to happen just like last year on the main event. It's going to be Cody and Cena, but Cena's going to have all this help coming down to help him trying to screw Cody again. This time, instead of winning the title, this time to retain it. And just like what I think everybody is saying, I am going to throw my hat in that ring as well. We didn't get it last year. Last year we got a gong and the appearance of the Undertaker. And how cool would it have been if The Rock was standing in the ring in Philadelphia last year and we heard a glass shatter one last time in Philadelphia. Again, WrestleMania 14 was in Philadelphia. So here we go. Rock and Austin was the main event. One more time, Rock and Austin in the ring in Philadelphia in the main event of WrestleMania. Austin would have stunned The Rock last year. The Philadelphia Stadium doesn't have a roof, but if they did, it would explode. So now we flash forward to Vegas, where Stone Cold's Ranch is in Vegas. How cool would that be? Again, the odds are stacked against Cody. Everybody's beating him up. Brock is getting all these people to come out for him. And then Cody does get help. I don't know who will help him this time. Would Seth help him again? I don't know. Would AEW let Goldust help his brother? I highly doubt it, but you never know. But imagine that Rock gets in the ring and he does a rock bottom and a people's elbow to Cody. He's all dead. He's dead for rights. And then he's telling Cena that, come on, get your ass in here, pin him. And as the ref goes to count 1, 2, right before the 3 count, the glass shatters, and here comes Austin in Las Vegas. Now they have a roof in that stadium, I believe. That stadium's roof will explode. Austin's like he did against Bret Hart at WrestleMania 13. He's walking with a purpose. He's got that Stone Cold walk again. I know he got knee replacement surgery, so hopefully he'll be at 100% come April. But he's doing the Austin power walk. He's just walking down. He's maybe he can do the Austin before Invasion in 2001, where he's walking down, talking to himself. That's how he hypes himself up. And there's The Rock, like all scared, like holy crap, it's Stone Cold. Stone Cold comes in the ring. Cena goes to get him. Maybe Austin throws Cena out of the ring, so it's just and Cody rolls out or rolls to the side. So we have an image in the ring of just The Rock and Stone Cold one last time at a WrestleMania in the middle of the ring, and they just duke it out. And the best person to ever sell a stunner, I believe, is The Rock. Second place, I believe, is Shane McMahon. And so we get that one last stunner. He stuns The Rock out of the ring. And then the match resumes, and again, maybe Cody retains. I don't know. That's just my early prediction. Again, like I said, it's barely the beginning of March. I might change come the week before WrestleMania, but I believe that Austin will show up this time. It would even be better if it's just The Rock beating the crap out of Cody and it's just him that in quote unquote makes an appearance. Like no one comes to Cody's aid. Rock doesn't call anybody else's help. It's just him helping Cena trying to win the match. And like I said, after the rock bottom and the people's elbow, the ref goes to count the pin for Cena to win. And when he counts 2, going down for 3, the glass shatters and it's Austin. So yeah, it was a shocking moment. I was hoping they would do it. Didn't look like they were, but they did. Now WrestleMania now has something, a new little spice to it. Like, all right, how is now? Hopefully nothing like last year where it was a kerfuffle with Rock taking Cody's place against Roman, and then all that. In the end, they did do the right thing. Of course, they never start right, and they like to say, no, this was our plan all along. And so now the WrestleMania has a new wrinkle to it. It has a new aspect, a new angle, a new direction, a new focus. Like, okay, it's it's a heel John Cena for the first time in many years versus the ultimate babyface who used to be him. Now it's Cody Rhodes, and so the road to WrestleMania has gotten very, very interesting. And we're just gonna have to sit back and enjoy it. Let them take their time. We have a long way to go till WrestleMania, so please, Hunter and Creative, take your time. But it was shocking that John Cena has returned heel for the first time in many years, and like I said, many people are shocked, can't believe it. But I thought it was executed really, really good. It was really a fine job done by everybody, and kudos to everybody who was part of that. So thank you so much for watching. Again, gab off in the comments. Tell me what you think. What do you think about John Cena turning heel? Will John Cena win number 17? Will it be at WrestleMania? Will it be somewhere else? How long do you think Cena will be a heel? How long do you think he'll be champion? I want you to gab it up in the comments below. Again, if you like what you saw, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can get videos as I decide to pop them. I know you got another video so quickly. So thank you so much for those who watched episodes 1 and 2. Episode 3, here it is. John Cena finally turning heel for the first time in a long time. And that's pretty much all I got. Thanks so much for watching. Please take care of yourself and everybody around you. And of course, as always, God bless.